gold down there, Diane. There's gold down there.
You're like their number one favorite guy. Because you won them cash.
We talked on this exact show last week how we were not going to put stock in Jordan Spieth and Brooks Koepka until they proved to us. Brooks, of course, was coming off 3 missed cuts in a row. He won won last week at the Waste Management, played terrific golf. Jordan Spieth, Brooks is off this week. Jordan is now moving up the coast. Yes, I'm very excited about Jordan Spieth, and I'll tell you why. We all saw him on Saturday shoot a 61, 10 under par. The driver is a little bit questionable. He's hooking the ball too much. And as he goes up the coast, he must be thinking to himself, Diane, if I can just get this ball on the green, I'm putting so good. He has one thing to fix, and that's his path of his swing is too far in, out. We saw him hit it in the water at 15. We saw him hit it in the water at 17 yesterday. We saw him in the desert like 5 times on Saturday. So he's only one small thing away from playing excellent golf. And that is why you've got to see where we ranked him this week.
I was going to say, I don't want to say too much more about Jordan because we are going to be talking about him. But Brooks Koepka not in the field this week. He won the Waste Management Phoenix Open, the home of his first victory on the PGA Tour way back in 2015. And with the struggles that we've seen from Brooks, and he was extremely candid in his victory, in his interview yesterday when he said that he'd been in some really dark places mentally, the injury, and then mentally knowing what to do about your body, not being able to do it, it was extremely frustrating for him. So to see him win yesterday, I mean, it was so exciting down the stretch on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a great finish. We saw him pitch the ball in on 17 when the tournament was very tight. Yeah. James Hahn sprinted out and shot 6 under on the front 9. Jason Duffner was there at the tournament, was texting me. He went out on the back 9 and was following Jordan Spieth and texting me and telling me what was going on because the TV was about 1 minute behind. And he said, oh, no, he's just gone in the water here. Oh, no, he's in so-and-so. So, Brooks Koepka, we didn't know how to evaluate Brooks because that was his 8th win yesterday. 4 of those, of course, have been majors. But 8 wins, it seems like he's had a lot more than that. But we couldn't put any stock in Brooks until we knew for sure that his patella tendon was good, his hip was good, and his swing was back in sync. And, of course, okay, the Phoenix tournament is not a major, but, hey, the guy played unreal down the stretch. I think he was 5 under on the last 7 holes. So and he was on a Super Bowl commercial after the golf. So what a great day for him yesterday.
And something interesting that he said at the beginning of the week, we know that he's parted ways with his coach, Claude Harmon III, and there was a bit of speculation as to who he was working with. And he said at the start of the week, I'm working with nobody. So it was almost like something that you've said so many times. It's like, get back to basics, get back to what you're good at. And it's almost like he kind of simplified things and got the W.
Yeah, we've seen, Brooks have struggles with the driver recently. We saw him at Torrey Pines where he missed the cut and he was almost going to break his driver over his back. I read that he got a new driver. We saw some very difficult tee shots yesterday, even though the course is not that hard, but we saw him hit a great tee shot down the 15th hole where he set up another birdie. 17th hole, he hit a 3-wood just to the right of the green. We saw other boys hook it in the water. He pitched that ball in. Then, of course, the only other question mark was, what is he going to do down 18? What did he do? He hit it 370 yards down the last hole and had something like 80 yards. Jason Duffner texted me and said, you're not going to believe that Brooks Koepka has just hit his ball. I thought he was going to be in the bushes or something because he's got 79 yards to the pin on 18. I'm like, what?
No, it was amazing. That's the most excited I've been watching a Sunday on the PGA Tour in a really, really long time because you had fantastic names and you almost forget that James Hahn had a 3-shot lead on the back 9 on Sunday. And then, watching Jordan, watching Xander. Xander had a little bit of the Tony Finau's on Sunday, which you don't want to almost admit the fact that he's had all these runner-up finishes. He hasn't had a win for quite a while now. The way that Xander is playing, it was kind of a shame to see him fall away on Sunday.
Yeah, well, as interesting as you noted there, usually Xander Schauffele, you don't think of him as when you say Tony Finau, which when you put the two together, you think of Finau always putting poorly. Xander was not in that mode, but he started hooking the ball on the back 9. hooked the ball into trouble on 14, hooked the ball into the water on 17, and basically that was it for him. So he'll have to, get back and figure out what he was doing the first 3 days, and then. Honestly, Diane, when you get under that last day pressure, you don't really know what you got until you actually get under that last day pressure to see where your swing actually is, because sometimes you'll say to yourself, well, I'm hitting it great. All that pressure went on James Hahn. He started hitting loose shots and he was out the window before it even got into the back nine. Mm-hmm. Same thing happened to Xander. And who came through? Brooks Koepka. He was playing that bullet fade, and for him, if he overdoes it a little bit, he has a little bit more fade, which it worked perfectly on the back nine yesterday.
Yeah. And as you say, 4-time major champion, he knows how to deal with that final round pressure. Hey!